confused right now. Oh my goodness.
This could be the worst event in wrestling history.
I'm confused right now. Oh my goodness.
This could be the worst event in wrestling history.
How many times do I need to post this thing? One more time. We're going to run it back one more time before we start the show.
Confused right now. Oh my goodness.
This could be the worst event in wrestling history.
Bro, what in the world did we just see today? What in the... Oh my God, what in the world, man? How are you guys doing? It is Monday night. It is March 29th, 2021. Welcome to the Monday Night Raw post show. Hope you guys had a great night. I know that I kind of did, I guess, because I was forced to watch this show. But anyways, hello, how are you guys doing? How is everyone? Let me go through here, read the chat. Let me know what you thought about tonight's show in the chat as well. Philip, how are you doing, my friend? He says, Nexus picture, leave it on the screen at the end of the show. Yes, Philip, if you do not spam, chat will take a poll at the end to see if you can be granted a Nexus picture at the end of the show. James, how you doing? Nova as well. Rocco, Matthew, Alex, Scubas, how you guys doing? Let's see here. Flash, how you doing, my friend? My fellow disciple. How are you doing, my friend? Always a pleasure to see you. Basili, let's see here. We got a Quez XYT. How are you doing? Punk is here. Mauricio, how are you? How are you doing? OB James, good to see you, my friend. JVOJ as well here. Let's see here. We got Anthony as well. Zach Stone, how are you doing, my friend? He says, how is a post show that hasn't even started yet probably more entertaining than Raw? Right? It's crazy. Crazy. Thank you again, my friend, for being a fellow disciple. I really appreciate it. Looks like everyone is extremely happy to see the King here. Very excited to see the King on Monday Night Raw. The wild card rule will never die. Will never die. It is invincible. Marcel, how are you doing as well? Leroy is here as well. How are all of you guys doing? Flash says, should we start bleeping Baron? God, man. It almost feels like it at this point. Feels like it at this point. It's crazy, man. I can't believe it. I had a feeling that someone was going to be there, but it never in a million years that I think it would have been Corbin, the guy that can't cook a steak. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. Marcel says, I see this massive WWE stand on Reddit always defending everything WWE related. He has never said anything bad about the main roster shows and says it's all great. Tonight he said the show sucked. Yeah. Tonight was terrible, man. Tonight was a terrible show. I can't believe it. I really can't. Like, it's WrestleMania season. It's the road to WrestleMania. WrestleMania is 2 weeks away. Let me put this in perspective. There is one more episode of Raw. One more. And then it's WrestleMania. That's it. That is it. I can't believe it. Man, we thought that there was going to be a huge change when the Royal Rumble came around and ended, and that the road to WrestleMania was going to be something special, something incredible, something good for once. And it's not. It's not. They are off to a horrible start so far. Horrible start. Marcel says Dark Elevation was so good today. Man, I need to tune into Elevation. It's just the double timing, man. It sucks. It sucks a lot. They call me Nova with the 99-cent donation. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. He gives us the poo emoji. Yep, that is the perfect way to sum up tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. That is for sure a big old steaming pile of shit. That is for sure. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Okay, I got it. Yeah, anyways, if you're here and you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers, making our progress through there. Also, make sure to hit that like button as well. If you're interested in becoming a disciple, memberships are now available as well to help support the channel, the Instagram, the Twitter, all of that good stuff. And also super chats are open as usual as well. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of your support. It means a lot to me. And we have a crazy week coming up, man. WrestleMania is so close, and it's going to be a brutal one. It is going to be a brutal one. I saw someone say something. Let me go up here and look. JVOJ says, good thing I didn't watch the show tonight. Instead, I rewatched WrestleMania 31. Good choice, my friend. That is a good choice. I wish I didn't watch the show. I mean, thankfully, my mother gave me a call kind of during the Miz and Morrison segment, so that's why I didn't post, because I was on the phone. So thankfully that helped out a little bit. I missed a little bit. Anthony says, subscribe or Corbin will cook you alive. More importantly, if you don't subscribe, Baron Corbin will cook you dinner. And whew, I hope you guys like some charred steaks, because that shit's burnt to a crisp, man. It's gonna be like dust by the time you get it. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Basili says, Dark Elevation has saved me from watching Monday Night Raw. Paul White has only been commentary for 3 weeks now, and he's more entertaining than all of WWE commentary minus Samoa Joe. Yeah, and did they explain why Samoa Joe wasn't there today? By any chance? I certainly missed it if they did. Yeah, you know, it might finally be time to cash in Monday Night Raw and exchange it for Dark Elevation. It might be time. I mean, the thing that I don't like about Dark Elevation is it starts at 4 for me. So that kind of sucks a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. And supposedly, let me find out who said this so that I can properly give them credit, because this person has been doing a lot of coverage over this, and I think that they were the ones to break the news in general. Let me see here. I gotta find it. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared for such things for doing my job. I'm not prepared. I think his name was Matt. Yeah, Matt Men Pro Wrestling Podcast. I believe this guy's name is Andrew, so I was kind of close. He says, breaking news, NXT moving to Tuesdays, announcement coming tomorrow morning. Also, they will be announcing an extended USA Network deal. So Andrew from Matt Men Pro Wrestling Podcast says that tomorrow at 9 a.m., WWE will be doing a press release where they will be telling everyone that NXT will be moving to Tuesdays after WrestleMania, and that will be the first episode. So the Wednesday Night Wars are officially over. It is done and dusted. We can finally relax, and we can finally watch NXT by itself, and we can finally watch Dynamite by itself as well. It is going to be so good. So good. I cannot wait to be able to just watch both of those shows uninterrupted. It does suck that it's going to add another day to the schedule, but we'll be able to have Tuesday night NXT post shows now as well. So NXT will actually get some love on the channel here. Marcel says, you need to see Jungle Boy versus Jack Evans from Dark. Like 6 other matches were bangers. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. Let's see here. Nova says, hey OW, imagine telling someone she is pregnant and then that person does a test and it comes back negative. LOL, is this Dr. Oz working in WWE? Bro, I don't get that either. So if you guys didn't hear earlier, I did post it on my Instagram. I guess let me go through so I can read exactly what it was. But it was an interview that Andrade did with Lucha Libre Online today. He had a couple of things to say here, and one of them was this. Charlotte Flair got pulled from WrestleMania because a WWE doctor told her she was pregnant. They went and got tests themselves, and she was not pregnant. How do you mess up something like this? How? I mean, I guess false positives happen, I guess, right? I don't know, but was all of the COVID stuff a lie now? Does Charlotte Flair actually have COVID? Or did she actually have COVID? Because I heard that she was backstage at Monday Night Raw tonight. And also, I'm not sure if this was a part of the interview or not, but someone I saw mentioned that Andrade, when the day that he got released from WWE, he had COVID. He was positive for it. So, I don't know. Kind of interesting. Safa says, if NXT moves to Tuesdays, then I'll stop watching Raw. Well, it seems to be all but confirmed at this time. Supposedly it'll be announced tomorrow at 9 a.m. So 6 a.m. for me. Jesus. I'm going to have to wake up early tomorrow. I need to get in on this. Flash says, I'm just surprised that WWE doctors didn't give a bunch of Z-Packs, right, CM Punk? Oh, God. F Chef says, I just watched an amazing show. Yeah, man, it was incredible. Absolutely incredible. D&M says, why did they have to break up the Hurt Business? I immediately turned off my TV the moment the Hurt Business broke up. Yeah, dude, they traded in the Hurt Business for Baron Corbin. Oh, dude, how do you turn in the Hurt Business and walk out with King Corbin? That is the worst trade in the history of trades. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin for Baron Corbin. Wow. Like, and what does this even mean now? Is he actually going to be on Raw from now on? I don't really get where this goes from here. I don't understand what happens. This certainly can't be a one-time thing. So is he going to become a Raw superstar now, or are they just going to do the whole like straight up wild card? He's just going to be on both shows. Because if there's one thing that I certainly do not ever need on my TV, oh boy, let me tell you, it is Baron Corbin on both shows. Not only that, not only Baron Corbin on both shows, but then you also have, oh no, I don't know. I think it's the bottom one. So you also have Shayna Baszler and Big on the shows as well. No. I am not rolling. For that. No, I do not want to see that. You know what?
That is blasphemous.
That's what it is.
That is blasphemous.
I don't want to see it. I don't need it. Come on. Anything could have been better than this. Why not Samoa Joe? Where is bearded Brock Lesnar? Someone needs to put up like a beard signal in the skies of like Minnesota or wherever the hell this dude lives. Someone get a beard signal and put it up wherever he lives. I think it starts with an M. Michigan, Minnesota. I don't know where the hell Brock Lesnar lives, but someone put a beard signal up there. We need him. This is the one time that we really, really, really need Brock Lesnar. And he's nowhere to be found. Come with the beard. Bring your beard with you, please. Obi James says Minnesota. Yes, Minnesota, please. Okay. We need the beard signal in Minnesota. We need to signal for Brock Lesnar. We have to find him. And it has to be a beard shape so that he knows not to shave. He knows. We need him. Raphael says, I love me some Stephen A. Me too. He's the GOAT for sure. Absolutely the GOAT. Chef says, I'm going to be watching WrestleMania 30 and 31 instead of the 2 days of 37. Man, that's a pretty good choice, I think. I don't have faith in this year's WrestleMania anymore, unfortunately. I don't. I really don't. Marcel says, AEW looking good this week. I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm not quite sure what they've advertised other than the Best Friends versus Miro and Kip Sabian like arcade match or whatever the hell it is. Ugh. Molly Man says it's been 23 years since Stone Cold Steve Austin won his first WWE Championship when he beat Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14. Crazy. That's crazy, man. It feels like yesterday watching Stone Cold versus The Rock and stuff. It's also crazy to know like how insanely popular Stone Cold Steve Austin is and how short of a run he actually had. Crazy. Adele says Corbin was scared of your big, thick, juicy boy steaks. Yeah, he was. Coward. He had to block me. What a coward. What a coward. Safa says I have more faith in TakeOver than Mania. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, man. TakeOver looks really good. The only thing that I don't really like is the weird gauntlet thing that they're doing. Other than that, it looks so good. Punk says, have you seen Randy 18 plus tweet to Soulja Boy? Yes, I did see. What, like Randy Orton said that his dick weighs more than Soulja Boy or something like that, right? Let's see here. Kimba says, I'm tired of Drew in the main event spotlight, to be honest. I am too, to be honest. I don't think that they're going to let Bobby Lashley walk out with the championship at WrestleMania anymore. I don't think so. And I hate it. I hate it. I don't want Bobby Lashley to lose the championship. I don't want another Drew McIntyre run. I just don't. I'm over it. It was great while it lasted, and now I think it's time to move on to something else. Bobby Lashley was on top of the world, and now, actually, you know what? Now it might actually be a it might actually be a better idea to have Drew McIntyre walk away. The Hurt Business is dead. The Hurt Business it's gone. It's over with. So now what? We have Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Baron Corbin. I don't know. And I see you on here. I see you on these Twitter streets, Baron Corbin, saying, we used to run Raw. We destroyed monsters and punished everyone. Then one guy sold out and wanted to sell t-shirts. Bobby Lashley made an offer and I showed up. I get it. They used to work together. Ha ha ha. It's great, but it's not, because Baron Corbin sucks the life out of everything. If you want to kill anyone's momentum, put him against King Corbin. It's a wrap. It's over with. Like, no one cares. And it's not in the good way. Corbin is not a good heel. He's a good let me change the channel real quick type of dude. Just like Big is as well. Let me change the channel. You know? Punk says, don't worry, guys. WrestleMania 37 is fine. Ooh, yeah. WrestleMania 37 is fine. It is fine. Matthew says, listen, if The Fiend doesn't go over, then they need to retire the character altogether. I can't remember who it was, but someone said that they think the plan is to have him, The Fiend will squash Randy Orton, and then they'll have a cinematic match at the next pay-per-view, which I hope is not true. I hope that's not true. Marcel says, Andrade, everyone treated me nice, but one speaks out, everybody vents, nobody stands up for themselves and says something. Yep. And dude, I cannot believe that he said he was cleared for 3 months before they even knew. How do you let that slide? How do you not know what your talent is currently doing at the moment? It was Zach. Okay. My fellow disciple, Zach. So Zach says that The Fiend is going to squash Randy Orton, and then I believe at Money in the Bank, they'll have a cinematic match. I hope that's not true, because I'm totally done seeing The Fiend and Randy Orton, but it seems kind of likely at the moment because they haven't added a gimmick to Fiend and Randy Orton yet. And they only have one more week to do so. So I don't know. I don't know. That's like my slogan. I don't know. I just don't know. James says, did you check my comment? Let me see. Let me scroll up here. I missed it. It would be absolutely great if the scenarios on TV worked exactly like the scenarios in WWE video games. What do you mean? What do you mean? Rocco says Andrade is doing a huge media scrum type of interviews tomorrow, so I expect more news. I can't wait. I can't wait, man. I want to hear everything it is that he has to say. And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is that he said he turned down or not turned down. He walked away from $3 million a year. That's how much your boy was getting paid. $3 million a year. Holy hell, dude. That is crazy. That's a lot of money. God damn. Mauricio says, I don't want to see Randy Orton and the Fiend feud beyond WrestleMania. I don't either, man. I don't either. It's been too long. Too long. I don't know the exact date, but Alexa Bliss herself said that they were feuding for 3 months. 3 entire months. And that's how long the Fiend's been gone. Although I did like their segment today. I did. It was a little weird, but I liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it. I liked it. Alex says, remember when we were scared that Goldberg was going to win the WWE Championship? We had no clue what was coming in was even worse than a Goldberg reign. Yeah, God, man. You know, at this point, I feel like a Bill Goldberg match at WrestleMania would be probably the best thing ever. Jesus. Basili says, like, I have been checked out from WWE for a long time. Yeah, man, I want to start doing the same thing. I want to tune out. God damn it. It's not good, man. Like, I never want to be that person that is just like, hey, this show sucks. Like, this sucks. That sucks. This sucks. This is not good. Like, I don't ever want to be that negative person. Like, I never set out to do such a thing. Like, it was never my intentions to just shit on something 24/7. But like, what other options do I have other than just keeping quiet? I mean, if you're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, you pretty much have to talk shit about it. Hardly anything good happens on these shows. The one good thing that I remember from tonight is Drew McIntyre going into the locker room and beating up everyone. That was good. The Matt Riddle and Sheamus match was good until it ended, of course. The rest of it was just, it was not good at all. And I don't understand how they can't turn it around. It's like all hope is lost. And yeah, they may be making tons of money, but creatively they're bankrupt. They have nothing stewing for WrestleMania. All of this stuff was just thrown together in 2 seconds. There's hardly any story behind anything. Some of the matches, yeah, I'm sure that they'll be great, especially on a WrestleMania stage, you know. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, that match will be great, but like, where's the story? Where's the hype? Where's the anything? Where's anything? Rhea Ripley shows up and just says, hey, I want a championship match. She gets it. Now, Shayna Baszler and Big show up and they say, hey, where's our WrestleMania moment? So Rhea Ripley's just like, hey, I'm going to team up with Asuka now next week. Another coexist. Like, come on. Come on. I missed the Matt Riddle thing that everyone's talking about. I just saw it on my Twitter, though. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Let me turn it on. Oh my god. He just says that he legit just says, I forgot what I was saying, and just rides off. I'm sorry, I forgot what I'm saying, and just literally just strolls off on a scooter. What the hell, man? Alex says, could you imagine paying actual money to buy a ticket to WrestleMania for this shit during a global pandemic? No. No, I could not, man. And like I was saying, I wouldn't even go. If someone was like, hey, bro, I got 2 WrestleMania tickets for you. You got you and your friends, I can go for each night. It's free. You can have them. No thanks. No, thank you. There's no way. Trevon says, I gotta know, what matches would you change or alter or even make this WrestleMania salvageable? Because I have tons. I mean, first off, I would change the match to Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. That's a match I think that I would have had on the card. I still make an argument for Drew McIntyre versus Edge. I still think that's the better matchup. Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns should have been the SmackDown match. I certainly would not have Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon on my card, that's for sure. Apollo and Big E, I don't mind the match, but they shouldn't have had the match 6 times already. You know, there's just, I don't know, there's just a lot. And it's all just lazy. It's all really, really lazy. There's no thought put into it. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair they have a huge opportunity to make history and put on an absolute banger, but unfortunately, their story has been god awful, so no one really cares. And the argument that I see is like, oh, everyone says Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair should main event. And it's like, okay, you know what the argument is? Well, Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley is nothing special either, so might as well throw them in. That's the response. And I agree. And, you know, I said for weeks, it should be Bianca Belair that wins, and she should challenge Sasha Banks, and they should go on to main event WrestleMania. But now we're here, and it's like they've lost a bunch of times to Shayna Baszler and Big over and over and over. They're looking stupid. They're teaming up. They can't get along. And it's like, bro, where's the hype? What happened? You took something that was so special and completely diminished it to nothing. It's really a shame. James says, like, for example, WWE 12 Road to WrestleMania had some pretty interesting storylines. The villain, outsider and hero stories, and some of the stuff you could ever see on TV. Yeah, I don't know why they don't just write stories. Hardly anything is a story anymore. It's always like, we'll just fight for 8 weeks nonstop, and one time I'll beat you, and then I'll get a title match. Like, that's just how it is. Sheamus hasn't won a singles match in forever. And he beat Matt Riddle tonight to earn an opportunity at the United States Championship at WrestleMania. Why? Why do you have to do that? Like, not everything has to be a match. Not every champion needs to lose in order to defend their championship. You could have just made it off of the interactions that they had last week. It's been enough for everything else. Why waste such a good match between 2 guys? Sheamus and Matt Riddle, I'm sure they'll put on a fantastic match. They did great tonight. Wrong outcome, though. Makes everyone look dumb. Rocco says, I would have done a Riddle Open challenge and have Black answer. That'd be super cool. I miss Aleister Black, man. I miss Aleister Black so much. Miley Man says, did you read my message I sent to you on Instagram after the Hurt Business broke up? I have not gone through my messages yet, no. But I will after the show. I'll go through them. Anthony says, I'm thinking Bryan will take the pin. Keeps Roman strong, probably take the title back at SummerSlam. Yep, that's what I got too. I have Edge beating Bryan. Matthew says, I'm hoping Aleister Black gets the hell out of there. Maybe he doesn't want to leave. Maybe he's got one of those sweet contracts like Andrade had. $3 million a year. That's kind of hard to walk away from. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Obi James says they are obsessed with getting everyone on the card. Yeah, and I mean, this is the problem that you have when you put a pay-per-view in between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Take it out. It's not needed. And, you know, I wish WWE would just do that altogether. I really wish they would lighten the load on pay-per-views. Maybe 6, you know? 6 would be fine. Maybe even just have the big 4. So somewhere between 4, 5, 6, I think would be a perfect amount of pay-per-views. And then when you wanted to, you could just do the little gimmick shows. Do a gimmick show. In Your Face Raw, a big gimmick show, right? Legends Night, big gimmick show. To do other things that would be, you know, it would elevate them, make them more special for the night. I think that's what I would do rather than having a pay-per-view every single month, because a pay-per-view every single month just kind of like forces your hand in the same formula. You only have 4 weeks. That's not very much, considering that usually you have like the first episode being like the fallout from the pay-per-view, and then the one before the next pay-per-view has to be like a go-home edition where it's kind of, in theory, hyping up all of the matches and making everything work and fall into place. So really, you only have about 2 episodes to kind of establish what you're doing. And it's not enough. Well, if you had 8 weeks to make a pay-per-view, oh, that would be so good. That would be so good. It makes so much more sense to do something like that. Yeah, it's still a formula. Yeah, it's still the set amount of weeks every time. But with 8 weeks, you can actually tell some stories. You can make some things work. You can rotate your talent. You can do tons of things that you can't do in this instance. And you could even do, you could defend your United States Intercontinental Tag Team Championships and stuff like that. You can actually defend those on the shows and have them mean something. And then also your pay-per-views could be very important matches. Very important matches that when you look at them, you're like, damn, okay, I know why I'm paying for this. I know why I'm tuning in for this. A WWE pay-per-view currently is just like, hey, I saw this last week on Raw. I saw this 2 weeks ago. I've seen this for the past 6 weeks. I've seen this for the past 8 weeks. I know I'm going to see this match again tomorrow night on Raw. Like, it's just over and over. It's so repetitive. It's so repetitive. Okay. Let's see here. Flash says you should check your DM. I sent you T and Shaw related stuff. Oh, I definitely will. T and Shaw is going to be on NXT this week. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see that. Karen Q. Morocco says words cannot describe how much I hate the 3-way at Mania. Really? I personally prefer it, to be honest. Marcel says, can we admit that AEW booked their women better than Raw? Yeah, I think that's it should be pretty obvious at this point. What I want to do, it's going to be one of my first By the Numbers episodes. I want to do women's wrestling by the numbers. How many matches and how long are they booked? It'll probably only be the shows that I watch or somewhat watch. So we'll do Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW, and maybe we'll throw Impact in there as well because they have a pretty big women's division. So maybe I'll analyze the numbers for all 5 of those shows, see who's doing what, and we'll rank them accordingly by like match type, or not match types, but amount of matches and time spent. I think that would be an interesting thing to discuss because a lot of people still seem to think that the Raw and SmackDown women's divisions are great. And that couldn't be any further from the truth, if you ask me. They're terrible at the moment. And I've said it a million times. They've done it all to sacrifice for these tag team championships. These women's tag team championships have become just the worst things in the world. They've sacrificed both of their women's divisions for absolutely no reason. Shayna Baszler and Big don't look any better than they did months ago. And they're just burying everyone because of it. Mauricio says, couldn't they have Sheamus win a number one contender match? I'm tired of only storing being challenger beat champion in a non-title match and repeat at an upcoming pay-per-view. Yeah, it's pretty frustrating. You know, you could have thrown anyone into that match. And, you know, I think that even if you don't pick your contenders logically, like whatever, it's a step in the right direction, right? At least you're trying to establish that there are some contenders or some people that are interested in challenging for them, and they don't. So we get in this cycle where no one's important. No one's important. We'll talk about that. We will talk about that when we get to the Sheamus and Matt Riddle match. I'll go into that a little bit more. Alex says Big Four plus Money in the Bank is still all of the pay-per-view wise. All you need pay-per-view wise. Yep. Totally down for that. And, you know, I think Money in the Bank is a big one. Now that they have men's and women's, it definitely, I still think it needs its own pay-per-view for sure, though. You know, get rid of the gimmicky stuff. Like, why do we need an Extreme Rules? You don't need it. Only one match on the card is usually Extreme. You know, it's dumb. Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, why? If you're going to have an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, every single match should be Extreme Rules, in my opinion. Same with Hell in a Cell. If you're having a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, why isn't every single match Hell in a Cell? Now you're just booking yourself into that corner, right, where you have to have a feud that deserves to be inside of a Hell in a Cell. So it's just, I don't know, it's dumb. Matthew says this company has turned into a graveyard of creativity. It's where creativity goes to die. Pretty much, man. Yeah, I mean, that says it pretty well. Pretty well. DNM says, I don't think this year's WrestleMania will suck, just below average or a meh show. Hopefully. You know, their last pay-per-view was kind of a hit and miss. The first half was terrible. The first half was really good. So hopefully they're able to figure it out before then. There are still some really good matches on the card for WrestleMania. Like, I don't want that to get lost in translation of saying that everything else is terrible. Just because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn don't have a really good, intense storyline doesn't mean I don't want to see them beat the shit out of each other at WrestleMania, because I think it's going to be amazing. It'll be incredible. It's just frustrating that the way that we get to certain places is all. Kyle says, thank you. Thank you. Had said that always you really only need one pay-per-view once every 2 or 3 months. Having 3 weeks before Mania is ridiculous. Yep. You need to space them out, man. Need to space them out, especially at least for WrestleMania. Like, that's the least you could do, right? At least for WrestleMania. Plus, it would make the Royal Rumble more important. You know, the people that win the Royal Rumble, they had to go through hell to get there, but they have their championship match. It's set. Now it's the waiting game, right? It's semantics. It's playing the mind games, doing what you can to get into the head of your opponent ahead of it. And this allows other people to put in work as well and get there. Alex says AEW is a prime example. Yes. Marcel says AEW, I sent you the perfect description of tonight's Raw. I'll just read it out. Okay. I'll read it in just a sec. I'm trying to catch up with chat here. I'm a little behind, because I'm taking you a little bit longer to answer things. James says, how many weeks do you believe is the proper pay-per-view build? I mean, you can do it in 4 weeks. We've seen them do it in 4 weeks all the time. It's just that they don't necessarily do it. They just run matches back and forth or back to back to back to back instead of telling a story. They've done the 4-week formula for years just fine, but it's not translating anymore. It's not translating. Drake says, had the option of watching Raw live and instead decided to mow my 5 acres of yard. Oh my God, dude. 5 acres? Good Lord. Dude, I thought it was crazy because I mowed my lawn for the first time, our front yard. And that bastard, I had to empty it 5 times and it nearly filled up our grass bin. That was crazy. 5 acres, dude. I could not imagine. Ooh. Oh, you know, maybe you got a little riding boy, though. A little riding boy like Hangman Adam Page. That'd be cool. That'd be some cowboy shit right there. Matthew says the tag titles are fucking albatross around the neck of the women's division. Yep. And that doesn't, I mean, the men's tag team division isn't really much better either. Jan, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hopefully you had a good night, and we're just here chilling. So yeah, Marcel, I just read that again. Let me catch up with chat, and then I'll go through the message and I'll read it. Molly Man says the whole entire WWE women's division hasn't been the same since Becky Lynch announced she was pregnant, and that was back in May. Yeah, dude, you're right. It really hasn't been the same. It really hasn't. That's crazy. Shelvis says, AEW, what's your opinion on AEW pinning champions versus WWE pinning champions? I think since AEW doesn't do it that often, it doesn't get a lot of backlash. Yeah, I mean, that's how I would say you should do it. I don't think that pinning a champion could and should happen. There's a story to be involved, right? So I don't have any issues with something like that happening. I just have an issue with it being used all the time as just a cheapskate way to book something. So for an example, when you talk about, I believe it was Rey Fenix versus Matt Jackson in a singles match. So the story that they told there was Matt Jackson was looking to do the Melter driver or whatever it was with his brother, but surprise, not a tag match. So he was just going off of muscle memory. He was just doing what he does. He's a tag team wrestler, right? So he goes to do the Meltzer driver. Obviously, it's a singles match, so there's no partner there. Rey Fenix is able to capitalize off of that and get the win. I don't mind that. That makes sense, right? And it doesn't happen all the time. And not only that, but it's a tag team champion losing in a singles match. And not only that, but it's a predominantly tag team wrestler. You don't see Matt Jackson out here wrestling every single week in a singles match. Him and his brother were not thrown together last minute in a tag team. So, like, for instance, if you compare, just off the top of my head, you compare the Young Bucks to everyone's favorite uncles, right? Dolph Ziggler, predominantly a singles wrestler. Robert Roode, predominantly a singles wrestler. So for them to, lose in singles matches, it's different for someone like the Young Bucks, who have always been a tag team. So that's why I see the difference in those. And I don't think it's the end of the world when used correctly. I still think that disqualifications should be used in wrestling. I think that distractions should be used in wrestling. Interferences should be used in wrestling. All of that stuff is completely fine. Roll-ups have a time and a place in wrestling as well. It's just how you use them. That's all it is. It's always how you use them. They're so much better. Like, think of it, what was it? It was 1-2-3 Kid, right? That stole the victory over Razor Ramon, right? That's how you do one of those big shock moments where it's like, holy shit, you should not have beat me. You stole the win from me. Shelton Benjamin did that over Evolution back in the day. That was how they helped bring up Randy Orton. Or sorry, was it? It was Shelton, right? It was Shelton that beat everyone from Evolution, I think. So Shelton Benjamin, he was always getting the upper hand on Evolution in ways like that. He was always getting the upper hand. So, like, if you can use it to tell a story in a certain instance, totally fine. Using it as a fallback for every single episode, not so great. James says, according to Sportskeeda, I heard that Aleister Black was missing SmackDown because he's actually injured, so no disownage there. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've heard so much stuff about Aleister Black. I'm not sure what to believe at the moment. He is training from what I understand, and he did post something on Instagram as well. Let me go ahead and bring it up here, because everything that he posts is typically in black and white, but he posted it in color. He said, "Let us sit face to face soon. I will have many stories to tell, all of them in full color." So hopefully he'll be back soon. Maybe after the Raw or SmackDown after WrestleMania. Be a perfect time to get a little Aleister Black fix in on WWE TV. I would love it. Rocco says they don't. Rocco says they don't pin champions. Omega hasn't been pinned. Darby hasn't. Mox wasn't pinned. Yeah, like, you should keep these people strong. That's what makes them. Your world champion is supposed to be the best in the business. So same with the other things like United States and Intercontinental Champion. They're supposed to be the best that the mid card has to offer. Best tag team in the division for the tag champs. So like when someone's music starts playing, I don't know why everyone has to act dumb and just stand there and be like, and get rolled up. Like, bro, did you start wrestling yesterday? Shouldn't be distracted by this. What's going on? Alex says, I really hope they don't treat night 1 and 2 as separate entities, build stories on night 1 for night 2. I don't think they'll do that. Ayan says Bayley should have been the host of WrestleMania this year, and WrestleMania would have been a lot better. I mean, Hulk Hogan, come on. Bayley and Titus would have been cool. Bayley would have been perfect. Like, ding dong, hello. Bayley would have been so good. You could have themed all of WrestleMania around her ding dong, hello talk show. That would have been so good. I would have loved it. I would have loved it. Rocco says that's my biggest complaint is the tag division being built up by singles matches and it does nothing for the tag division or storyline. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand why they do the things that they do. Flash says, when was the last time a DQ was spotted in AEW? I am not sure, to be honest, and I'm not sure where I would find that information. Maybe cage match. I don't know if they have some sort of thing where you could see disqualification. Let me just type it in and see. Tag title stables, articles, wrestlers, promotions. Yeah, I don't know. DQ. Oops. I don't know. If someone knows how to find it, that'd be cool. I would love to go over numbers like that. That would be crazy. I'll have to look into it. Oh God, my chat just skipped a lot. Mauricio says Darby actually has, but that was all the way back in November in a tag match and hasn't been pinned since. And it's kind of made sense since Brian Cage got a shot at the TNT Championship later on. There you go. Marcel says, I'm pretty sure AEW has only done the champion pin in a non-title match once. So it was the Matt Jackson and Ray Phoenix one. Marcel says Darby was pinned by Cage once, though. That was the only time AEW did that. Oh, okay. For singles. Okay. James says Braun Strowman did not have a beard in the 5th grade, so Shane is the stupid one. Yeah, there you go. God, I hate that so much. I hate it so much. D&M says, I'm sorry, but bootleg Bob Marley is just worthless. He doesn't make the women better. He just does nothing. Are you referring to Reginald? Matthew says the main roster and Raw especially have just been a chore for me to keep track of. Yeah, that's what I feel like. You know, I started doing this like just because I loved wrestling. So like it was really cool back in the day to like even when I started, you know, like to just hang out and do these. It was nice. It didn't feel like work, and now it just feels like worse than work. You know? It feels like a huge chore. Like I don't look forward to Mondays. I really like honestly I don't even look forward to Fridays either. And I don't look forward to Wednesdays because it's so much work, but I do enjoy things when everything gets going on Wednesdays, so I am thankful for that. So Tuesdays and Wednesdays will be nice going forward. Like I can't wait for that. Those are going to be so nice to have. Oh, sorry, I was reading an Andrade tweet here. Chloe says, sorry, I had to finish up some work. Did I miss anything? Just some rant and raving for 50 minutes. That's all. We haven't gotten into the show yet. Probably get into the show in about 8 minutes when we get to the top of the hour. Rocco says, supposedly there hasn't been one because Tony Khan hates disqualification finishes and ref bumps with one exception of the Bucks and the Acclaimed. I think there's at least been one. I think there's at least been one disqualification. I know there's been some hokey stuff going down on Dark, like the OG Dark. But that was for like the whole Peter Avalon and Brandon Cutler storyline thing that they were doing. But I feel like there's been one disqualification on Dynamite at least. I don't know though. Maybe I'm wrong. Miley Man says, when AEW reaches 5K subscribers, are you going to do a post show when that happens? I mean, we could. Maybe like a special like AMA or something like that. Is 5 one that you would celebrate though? I feel like, oh yeah, maybe like 1, 5, and 10 or something like that, and then like 20 or 25. Safa says, which match are you most excited for during Mania weekend, Takeover and Mania included? I'm really looking forward to the triple threat. So Edge, Roman Reigns, and Daniel Bryan. That one looks good. Cesaro and Seth Rollins, I'm hoping will be very good. Ciampa and Walter, that should be a really good one as well. Rocco says on Dark with Cutler versus Avalon, but that's it, I'm pretty sure. Marcel says, yeah, only one DQ in Pac versus Omega Iron Man match. So just one. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Trevon says, it's crazy Kong versus Godzilla is going to be a bigger matchup than the whole WrestleMania card. Man, that comes out on Wednesday. Yeah, I need to watch Godzilla King of Monsters before that comes out. Because I actually don't even know if they're related to each other or not. Like, I don't know if that's a sequel, but I want to watch it. That movie looks incredible. And the Mortal Kombat movie? Damn, the trailer for Mortal Kombat looks crazy. Crazy. I can't wait to watch that. Leroy says, I was expecting Brock Lesnar to return tonight. Me too, man. Me too. Marcel says Godzilla vs. Kong is getting good reviews. I heard that they were getting review bombed by assholes mad at WB for the not doing the restore the Snyderverse or whatever it is. That's messed up. James says Triple H, when he sees that AEW Dynamite beats NXT in the Wednesday Night War again, man, I wish we weren't PG right now. Oh, you know how this will be very interesting to see. Okay, so NXT TakeOver Night 1 is going head to head with AEW Dynamite. What do you guys think those numbers are going to look like? Do you think NXT is going to blow them out of the water on their on their last Wednesday night outing? Do you think that NXT will blow them out of the water? I mean, that's the only thing it's the only like reasonable option, right? If you're having a takeover, like if you just have an NXT takeover that loses to Dynamite, that's a bad look. That's a really, really bad look. If you have a takeover that just slightly beats Dynamite, I think that's a really bad look too. I think it's all a really bad look. They have to NXT takeover has to blow Dynamite out of the water. It's going to be very interesting to see. I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty excited to see how that one goes. Rocco says, I think takeover wins, but not by a lot. Shelva says, I would assume so, to them getting blown out of the water, I would assume. Marcel says, if TakeOver show loses to AEW, that's a massive embarrassment. I agree. Jonathan says, nah, AEW live house show is stacked. Yeah, it does look stacked. It's crazy they're doing that for a house show. That's awesome. Anthony says, so did WWE tease Drew versus Braun after WrestleMania? Kind of, I guess. A little bit. God, I hope. Oh, man. I'm so uninterested in Braun Strowman right now. Like, sorry. Zach says, speaking of subscribers and stuff, as a fellow disciple, I can guarantee this channel is going to the moon. I'd love to see a 5K special, though. Yeah, hopefully when we get there, man. WrestleMania is going to be a crazy week. And after WrestleMania, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, I think. I'm kind of waiting until WrestleMania because I don't want to kill myself during that WrestleMania week. But I think either the first week after, so like the Raw afterwards, I might start doing them, or I might do them the next week following that, where I'll do the 10-minute reviews or whatever the stuff is like that. And I have a list of some cool topic videos that I want to do as well, that I think those will be great. Morocco says, you watch BTE? Yes, we did watch BTE today. Mauricio says, what's the card for the house show? I don't have it on top of me. Let me see here. AEW house show match card. It's pretty good. It is pretty good. And the house always wins. That's a super dope name. That is a dope name. So right now you have Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa versus Matt and Mike Sydal. Cody Rhodes versus Ethan Page. And AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler versus Death Triangle. It says also in action, TNT champion Darby Allin, Pinnacle, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Jade Cargill, and Orange Cassidy. Ian says, did your camera or webcam arrive? No. Nope, I have not ordered one yet. I did have one. I had one, man. I had one in my grasps, and it slipped away only because I hesitated. I hesitated a little bit too much. I got a super, like, the best deal in the world. It was a Sony A6100, the Sigma 16 lens, and an Elgato 4K cam link, all for $850. $850. That's how much the Sony A6100 is alone new. And I was just like, man, I don't know. So I hesitated. And then about 8 hours later, when I went to go buy it, someone had already bought it. But they paid full price for it, I think. The $900 he was asking. I was like, God damn it. So now I'm just trying to find a good deal. JVOJ says, Bruce, Undisputed Era is fine. Alfred, I know it. Alfred, what makes you so sure? Bruce, faith, Alfred, faith. You know, I'm kind of worried about Adam Cole after hearing what Andrade said. If Adam Cole moves up to Raw or SmackDown, it's over. It's over, man. Mauricio says, I feel like AEW will have a stacked show to compete with TakeOver, but will probably win the ratings that night. Whew. That'd be so brutal, man. So brutal. And I think it's really, it's a bad thing for NXT to come up with stand and deliver. Stand and deliver as you're changing dates is terrible. You're not standing your ground whatsoever. In fact, you're leaving. You're leaving your ground. You're going to Tuesday. Deliver, of course. They're going to deliver, of course. NXT always delivers. Marcel says Russell Crowe's cast in Thor 4. Crazy. Oh yeah, the DM. Let me see. Marcel. Okay, so this is what Mad Mike said on Reddit. He said Raw had Hurt Business going out of business, Shane reading a middle school report card, people playing charades for 5 minutes, Drew bullying the locker room for being soft and playing video games, Charisma Vacuum King Corbin taking out Drew, and I guess getting a title shot. Worst show of all year? Yeah. Pretty much, man. It's so bad. Daryl says, I guess this Raw, the shit they threw on the wall didn't stick. No, it slid right off, man. Right off. Anthony says, are we going to start bleeping Corbin? No, I don't think so. I'll reserve that for just only Bill Gold. That'll be his. It'll be special. It will be very special. Marcel says, oh God, if Corbin makes it a triple threat. Oh no. You know what? If that happens.
Confused right now.
Oh my goodness.
This could be the worst event in wrestling history.
That's right. Worst wrestling event in history. Leroy says, congratulations to Rob Van Dam on the Hall of Fame induction. Yeah. Congratulations to him. It's crazy. It was rumored. I think someone said the Sabu let it slip out in an interview or something like that like a week or two ago. And then a couple days ago, of course, Paul Heyman did the pose. Rocco says, I bet everyone was so hyped to see Corbin and Lashley alliance reunite. Yeah, I bet. You know what's actually kind of funny is that every time, usually like some of my fan base, or at least the people that follow me on Instagram, there's still a lot of them that are pro Raw and stuff like that. So usually when I shit on something, I still get a lot of hate sometimes for certain things. I don't think I necessarily got that tonight for Corbin. So they're probably all on the same page, I would assume, because it's just getting ridiculous at this point. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. James says, can you believe that the original WrestleMania 37 would have happened yesterday? Oh, really? Crazy. Alex says, NXT TakeOver stand in line for COVID tests and deliver positive results. Not mine, so it's somewhere, but thought it was pretty funny. That is actually very funny. That's crazy. That is crazy. Darrow says, speaking of Goldberg, isn't he supposed to have 2 matches this year? Yes, he is, sir. Yes, he is. He'll be back at some point, probably SummerSlam or something like that. Probably SummerSlam. Rocco says, yeah, I noticed that one kid who makes burner accounts to defend WWE didn't defend it tonight. So that's probably for a specific reason. So one of the reasons why you may not see people bitch and complain on my Instagram anymore is because I'm blocking everyone. Everyone is catching the blocks. The reason is because people keep reporting me. I keep getting reported. So I keep getting these messages from Instagram saying that you can't type in these words or you're being a bully and yada, 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 yada. So now instead of anything, I'm just blocking them. Just blocking them. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want my account to be deleted or anything like that because some dumbass doesn't like my opinion about a TV show or something like that. So I have no more time for it. So I'm just blocking everyone. Blocking them, getting them out of the, and it's, people are totally fine to have a different opinion than me. That's totally fine. People can have different opinions about things, but it's just how you say it. So, if you're like, hey, I like this, or, whatever, that's totally cool. But if you're like, wow, you know what, you cocksucker, fuck you, this was the best thing in the world, like you should jump off a bridge or something, it's like, okay, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and block you, okay? Like, I'm just done with it. I don't want to deal with it. It's just a waste of time and it doesn't accomplish anything. And so, yeah, that's the reason why. That's the reason why. Plus, I can't tell you how pissed off I would be if my account got deleted. I wouldn't know what I would do. So I'm thinking about making more accounts. I want to do a couple other things like, I don't know. I want to do like just pure results on one. Pure results for like everything though. So like Elevation, Raw, NXT, Impact, Dynamite, Dark, SmackDown, like Ring of Honor, New Japan. Like I kind of want it to be just a straight up results. Like anyone and their mothers could do it. Like you could put a monkey behind the account and they could do it. That's what I want to do. And I want to team up with maybe some other people as well to do such a thing because I obviously don't have the time. So eventually, I chose the name Authors of Wrestling for a reason. There's supposed to be more than just me here at some point. So what I would like to do is eventually find someone who wants to do what I do for their specific show. So, we'll have someone who watches Impact weekly, knows the ins and outs of it. We'll do that. Then, someone who's completely tied to New Japan, they can do that. Maybe even someone who does WWE because I'm like almost on my way out of it. Like I'm almost tired of it. So I would love to have someone come in for those things and then we could build this huge thing together. I think that'd be really cool. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And I'd like to do it on more scales than just that either. So I think there's a lot to do with it. So I'll eventually get there. Rocco says, have you thought about rating the shows 1 through 10 and rating each match and segment? Yes. And I would never do it. Never do it. The reason why is because I'd be very inconsistent. I already know that with my match ratings, and I really don't want someone calling me an asshole because I rated this a 4 5 years ago, and then I just rated this Fiend match a 4 right now, and they don't even compare, and blah 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 blah. This one was so much better than that one, and I'm stupid. Like, I don't want to deal with any of that, so I don't rate anything. I'll tell you if it's good or what, but that's about it. My fellow disciple Zach Stone says, please have the Fiend murder the old guy at SummerSlam. Full circle booking. I ain't saying his name, so you don't have to censor it. You know who I mean, though. That's right. We know where you are right now. We know you're playing bingo, eating your tapioca pudding. We know what you're doing. We know all here. You're not fooling us. We know you have one more match left, you dirtbag. Bob says, hey, OW, I'm late to the show. What have I missed? Nothing. We're just kind of hanging out and chatting. We actually should probably get into the show here in a couple minutes, though. It's about an hour and 10 minutes in. Kyle says, AEW, so anyone want to cover WWE for me? Crickets. Pretty much, man. Like, well, yeah, I would love to, but I'm kind of busy on Mondays. I gotta help my mom move. I gotta go paint something. Gotta go mow my yard. Rocco says Elevation and Dark and Dynamite are the only things I watch weekly. Man, I'm jealous. I am jealous. Enigma says, I love how you try to connect the wrestling community. Yeah, I mean, that's what I want to do. I think that's what it's all about. I think that it's much funner to do it this way. Like, sure, I could turn on a camera and just sit here and talk for an hour or 2 hours, but like, what kind of fun is that? Everyone and their mothers does that. Like, that's what everyone else does. So for me, it's so much cooler just to come here and hang out and chat with a ton of people. You guys get your opinions heard. I get to talk to or get my opinions heard as well. We get to talk to each other and, become a huge family community thing. I think that's so cool. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Obviously at some point if things get a little bit bigger, we'll have to navigate through it and figure it out. But at this point, I like the small, intimate setting of it. I think it's great. It's great. It works so well for this. Marcel says OC's entrance on Dark was fire. The song is so good. So I've seen the clip of it being recorded from last week, but I haven't seen it from in like high quality. So I'll have to check that out for sure. Anthony says authors of ASMR. Oh God. What have I gotten myself into? Ian says, yesterday Uncle Ziggy and Humberto Carrillo got drunk and they forced the Raw management to drink and they produced a shitty show. Sounds about right, man. Sounds about right. Rocco says, I could cover Raw and SmackDown for a weekly paycheck, but I don't know if it's worth it. Well, hell, if someone was paying me, I think it'd be worth it too. Where's the bag? Someone needs to pull up the money truck here to make this all worth it. Punk says, what if Gold showed up today instead of Corbin? It would have been even worse. Would have been even worse, man. Molly Man says, remember when we all thought that Gold was going to have a match at WrestleMania? Boy, oh boy, how a couple of months have changed. Yeah, a lot has changed for sure. It's crazy. Basili says also, the only thing that sucks about AEW Dark Elevation is it's on YouTube, so the trolls are alive and obnoxious, so I just put it on my TV. Oh, I bet. But you know what? Joke's on them. Like, if you want to, that's another reason why I think it's funny. Like, if anyone ever wants to come here and like talk crap to me, it's fine. Like, you give me views, you give me chat interaction, you probably got an ad. So like, cool, bro. I don't care. Anthony says $50K a week to say good things about Raw. Yeah, I mean, they'd have to counter what Tony Khan pays me. So yeah, about that. Zach says, hey, hop hop is chef's kiss. I ain't even lying. One of the only good things about Raw. I actually didn't even see it. I was on the phone with Mama AOW. She called me, so I missed it. Mauricio says you can ask to be paid by Big Money Matt to cover Raw. He'll just need a small percentage of your paycheck. You see, Big Money Matt is on a lower tier than me. You see, Big Money Matt, he will make you rich and he'll take 30%. That's small time. That's, you know, I'm the big leagues, okay? Papa AOW is the big leagues. Big Money AOW is the big leagues. I will help all of you become rich if you sign with Big Money AOW. And you know what? I just ask for a small percentage in exchange of 69%. I think it's pretty doable. I think that you can still make a killing with what it is. And you know what? It's better than 100% of nothing, right? Better than 100% of nothing. 31% of millions. 100% of 275. I got you. For just that small fee. Mauricio says, sounds like a nice offer. Yes. Perfect. A nice offer. That is the perfect way to reply to that. Ayan says, would you rather get a chop from Walter or Great Khali, or would you watch Raw repeat the whole day? I would rather watch Raw forever. I do not want a chop from Walter. I prefer that my soul stay inside of my body, please. Enigma, I'm sold. All right, we'll need to form up a line, form up a line here, and I'll start taking 69% of everyone's income. You sent me the Orange Cassidy entrance. Okay, thank you. I'll check it out after the show here. James says, hear me out, man. If Right to Censor ever invades and tries to ruin AOW Underground, we will unite and beat their butts. Oh, Right to Censor. They wouldn't even be able to get close. Nowhere near AOW Underground. There's no way. There is no way. Speaking of AOW Underground, Anthony says we only need $69 million. Not too much. Yeah, I'm still waiting for that small donation of $69 million US dollars to be given in a super chat here so that we can get AOW Underground off of the ground eventually, you know. But don't worry, for your small donation, you can be rest assured that Ric Flair will be there. Woo! We will have Ric Flair ringside all the time. And the main event of night one will be AOW versus King Corbin and a steak-off match. He who can cook the best thick juicy boy is the winner. I already tell you, I got that one on lock. Not gonna lie, I already got that one. So Punk says, I heard that Titus is gonna get the Warrior Award. Yes, I heard that as well. Enigma says, would you rather get chopped by Walter or kicked by Minoru Suzuki? I would rather to not have either one of those. If I'm being honest, I don't want to die by either one of those men. That would be crazy. Bob says, when will the giveaway winner be announced? I know I ain't winning, just want to see who will win. Oh yeah, so if you weren't here on Friday, I am working with Retro Soft Mania. Let's go. We're gonna be giving away a code for Retro Soft Mania. I always want to bring it up, but I'm scared that my OBS will crash. So yeah, we will have a code to give away that will be going down tomorrow on Instagram, and it is only for Xbox. Only for Xbox. It will not work on Steam. It will not work on PlayStation. It will only work on Xbox. So make sure to keep that in mind. Don't get a code if you don't have an Xbox. Please. Punk says, you do the Fight TV subscription giveaway. I hope to do one for some of the other stuff. I hope to do them. I always reach out for them. To do them. I reached out for Revolution, but they never got back to me. So we'll see. I want to work with BR Live as well. BR Live, hello. Or actually here. Ding dong, hello, BR Live. I want to get a hold of you. I want to speak to you. I want to do giveaways for you for AEW pay-per-views. Please. Let's see here. Alex says, what Xbox? New one or old one? So Xbox One. Retro Soft Mania. I don't think it has to be like, it doesn't have to be the Series X or anything. It just has to be an Xbox One. Yeah. Yep. So Nintendo, oh, this does not work for Nintendo Switch. Okay. No Nintendo Switch, no PlayStation, no Steam, only for Xbox. That will be tomorrow on Instagram. I'm very excited. And I'm going to play it too. We'll be doing a Retromania Wrestling series on YouTube for sure on the gaming channel. Enigma says, Bailey's going to get AEW shaved in the back of her head now because you stole her doorbell. You're damn right I did. It's my doorbell now. It's mine. Ayan says, AEW, I watched Godzilla vs. King Kong trailer. It's awesome. They're jumping from buildings and throwing fires. Man, oh man. It looks really good. They're like actually beating the hell out of each other. It's crazy. DNM says, hey man, I know I've been doing this a lot lately, but I gotta go. I got 10 a.m. college class in the morning. Talk to you later. No worries, man. Thank you for tuning in. I always appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, real life is way more important than a post show, my friend. Way more important. You have a good rest of your night, and hopefully you do well in school tomorrow. I'll always be here, man. We'll always be here. We're just hanging out. So it's all good. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. I appreciate it. Victor says, what if the Hurt Business comes back 2.0 version with Keith Lee and Naomi? I'm still salty. Still going to be salty. Rocco says, Dynamite should be good this week. Don't sleep on the Cody versus QT match. Oh, I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure it will be good. QT Marshall. Let's see here. Stole Bailey's doorbell like a thief in the night. Hey, man. I learned from Humberto Carrillo. I saw that criminal lurking around all the time. I saw his ways. And unfortunately, this one rubbed off on me. Unfortunately. I wish it was Lee instead of Corbin, Marcel. Yeah, me too, man. That would have been so much cooler. So much cooler. Ayan says, I don't think we've ever had a steel cage match at WrestleMania. Am I right? I think someone on Instagram or something or on Twitter said that there was one at WrestleMania 2. WrestleMania 2. Marcel says, QT is the biggest heel in the business. He disrespected Fuego del Sol. Oh, how dare he? How dare you disrespect Fuego? Punk says, I'm not excited for Braun and Shane storyline, but I'm excited for their match. Yeah, hopefully Shane will just be Shane, I guess. That'd be cool to see, I guess. Leroy says, so the Undisputed Era is fine, but the Hurt Business is not fine? Correct. Bob says, King Kong Bundy fought Hulk Hogan in a cage match. There you go. Mauricio says, he deleted it. Never mind. Marcel says, Fuego is good at stripping. He got a booty. Oh, God. That clip that you sent me? I was not expecting that. That's for sure. I was not expecting that. All right. So, is there anything else to talk about? I feel like there's something else that I'm missing. There was something that I wanted to talk about before we got into the show. And I can't remember what it was. We talked about Andrade. We talked about NXT moving. I don't know. I think that's all. So maybe we'll just get into Raw here shortly. It's been an hour and 22 minutes. Ooh. Mauricio says Humberto was afraid of Drew taking back your Lunchables and giving it to you. That's 100%. 100% what happened. I was very upset. I missed it. I was sad that no one got a clip of Drew McIntyre had his grip over Humberto Carrillo. I was waiting, but I never saw one, unfortunately. It sucks. Marcel says skip Raw. It does not deserve to be post-showed. I mean, I do want to talk about it just a little bit. We'll do it in 7 minutes. So we'll use the last 30 minutes of the show to talk about Raw. which should be fine. I don't think there's that much to go over anyways. CM Punk says, man, it's just a nightmare. Yes, it really is. It really, really is. Will I ever cover New Japan? Yeah, we'll do big New Japan. Oh, actually, I don't know. Probably not, actually, because no one's probably awake for like a New Japan post show. But I do cover New Japan sometimes on my Instagram, like your Dominions and Wrestle Kingdom and stuff like that. I usually cover those. I mean to do it a little bit more, but I'm not always able to. And that's why I would like to have other people come in and do some stuff like that. I think that'd be great. Do a vote about if we want to talk about Raw. Well, I mean, I still want to talk about it just even for a little bit, just because it is a Raw post show. And, you know, I feel bad for anyone who clicks on this and is like watching it and they're like, Jesus Christ, it's been 30 minutes or an hour and a half and they have not talked about Raw at all. That's why I want to do videos too. That's why I want to do videos for the people that can't be here for very long, or they don't want to sit here for 2 hours or whatever it is. I don't really care. We'll have a video for them that they can watch that'll be like 5 to 10 minutes long, just a quick little rundown of Raw. Punk says means we see Corbin versus McIntyre versus Lashley. I hope not. Jaden says Hackerman 5000. Jaden is here. Welcome, my friend. How are you doing? Marcel says AOW, did you know the Elite before AEW? Yes, I did. Warrior says, anybody else notice Omos' shirt was mauve, the color they said his favorite color was last week? Really? You're right. You're right, Warrior. That's funny. That's really funny, actually. I didn't notice that now until you said that. That's funny. Anthony says, would you rather get a chop by Walter or the Fiend mandible claw? I'd rather get the mandible claw from the Fiend because we're besties. So he would never give me the mandible claw anyways. So he would just fake it, you know? Enigma says, I got you with New Japan stuff. If you need prediction reviews or anything, you can just go to my social media. Yeah, like I said, eventually I want to have a lot of people in this. I don't want it to just be me. I want it to be bigger than me. I think it's bigger than me, and I think that me and the right team, I think we could put out something special. So we'll just see how it goes. I mean, I need to monetize better for sure. For sure, like with a website and stuff like that, maybe. So that I can help pay people, because I do a lot of the stuff that I do is for free. So, but I don't ever want to force that upon anyone else. So I would like to be able to pay people. You know what I mean? Marcel says Omega called out Ibushi on Impact. What? Last week? Enigma says AOW really avoiding that Walter chop at by any means necessary. By any means necessary. Yes, I do not want that chop. Rocco says, if I rebooked the ending of Raw, I would have had Ricochet attack Drew instead of Corbin. After that, Cedric and Shelton come out to help Drew, but they pull a double swerve and rejoin the Her Business with Ricochet. That'd be so good. Ricochet should have been in the Her Business. I don't know why he wasn't. It's crazy. Obi James says, I gotta head out. Have a good night, everyone. See you on Wednesday. Thank you, man, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Always a pleasure to see you, Obi James. Have a good rest of your night, man. Marcel says he said he was better than a bunch of wrestlers they named. Interesting. I'll have to go back and watch that. You know, I feel like I'm gonna have to start watching Impact at some point. I don't know. We'll see. It's you know, Monday, Raw, Elevation, Tuesday, NXT. What? It'd be brutal, but you know, I don't know. We'll see. Marisa says, wait, why is Raw being taped tomorrow? It's because their time up in the Tropicana field or whatever is over. So they're moving the Thunderdome again to somewhere else. And I wish they would just get rid of it. I hate the Thunderdome. I hate it. I hate the Thunderdome. It's so bad. Just get rid of it, please. Bob says, would love to help you out. That'd be cool, man. Yeah, I want to find a bunch of people that can, that are dedicated to it. It's a lot of work for like nothing. It's a lot of work. And some of it's really shitty, to be honest. But just watch the YouTube. I will, but eventually I do want to get into watching these other things. Rocco says, if you do that stuff and you need someone to cover Impact, I got you. I love watching Impact. Okay, for sure. For sure. Marcel says, if no Thunderdome, then what would they do? I don't know. Anything other than it. Like, okay. So here's how I would do the Thunderdome. Okay. I don't mind the screens. The screens are completely fine. So what I would do is I would take out the first row of screens. The ones that are maybe you don't even need to take out the first row, but in my story, I'm taking out the first row. Okay. You take out the first row all around, or maybe even just on one side. No, do it all around. Do it all around. Take the whole thing around, and then you have the rest of it there. But then you put in as many people as you can into those little spots, and you have them make the noise. AEW, like, watch an episode of AEW and then watch an episode of Raw, and it's just the actual fans sounds so good. It's so much better than listening to this manufactured crowd noise, this WWE 2K crowd noise. Like, I don't need to hear it anymore. I'm so sick of it. The Thunderdome itself with the pictures, totally fine. I can live with it. But the noise, it's driving me nuts. And I think that if you could do what they did before, even if with PC people, whoever it is that they need to put in there, put them there. But do not put up plexiglass over it, because I don't want to listen to them bang on that either. That was the worst. That was one of the worst. It's still better than the fake pool crowd noise, but man, I hated them banging on the plexiglass. That was, it was so bad. It was so bad. So that's what I would do. Put as many people as I possibly can around the ring. Let them stand up, let them sit, let them do whatever the hell it is that they want. I don't care. Just have them make noise. Have them make some noise. Evan says, please watch Ryo Mizunami versus Kylan King from Elevation. Yeah, I've heard great things about Elevation, so I think I might watch it tonight after the show. NXT post shows don't seem necessary. Those shows stink. I still like NXT for the most part. I think that they're pretty good. I mean, I'll get a better picture. That's for sure now. I'm definitely going to do NXT post shows. And then we'll see how they go and maneuver from there. But I think they'll probably do fine, for me at least. Zach says, man, I'd cover Raw. I mean, it's awful, but I don't sleep, so that I could be great for those long ass lockdown nights. Currently 5:40 a.m. Yeah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's only 9:42 for me. Get rid of Raw post shows, but then we wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't be here. Nigma says, I still prefer NXT at 1 hour. Me too. Me too. Those old WWE Network days. I miss the WWE Network already. It's not even gone. I'm not looking forward to this Peacock thing whatsoever. Whatsoever anymore. You can't pause. You can't rewind. You can't scrub. You can't do anything. You have to wait for the shows to be over. Nah. I'm not cool with that. I am not cool. Alex says, instead of doing a post show, just have the show during Raw. I've thought about that, actually. I have thought about, so I've thought about, instead of doing post shows, we could do kind of like watch alongs, hanging out, watching Raw and SmackDown, Dynamite, whatever it is, NXT. And then instead of having a post show afterwards, obviously we just watch the show. When the show's over, the live stream would end, and then I'd record a video like review afterwards that would be released in the next morning. I've thought about doing stuff like that, but like I'm not always fully sitting here the entire time during these shows, especially for Dynamite. Like, my fiance watches Dynamite with me as well, so we're both in my office watching it. For Raw, like I'm up, like making dinner, cleaning up things. So I don't know. It's just there might, if I were to do something like that, there would be blank spots of the show where I wasn't actually here. So I don't know. I've considered it, and I might try after WrestleMania. I might try experimenting with other things. We'll see. We'll kind of see how it goes. Jaden says, would you rather get put through a flaming table or light tubes? Oh, probably probably a flaming table, I guess. Like, I feel like a flaming table would be the lesser of two evils. I don't know, because I've never been put through a table and I've never had light tubes broken over me or on me or anything like that. I don't know. Zach says, I'd love a watch along. I think it'd be fun. I think it would alleviate some of the pain, that's for sure, as well. But we'll see. Marcel says, I wish more people watch Dynamite, but I know that they found AEW's readership with people recording its 1.1 million average monthly. Not too bad. They'll grow. They'll continue to grow. AEW is great. I like it, especially with them adding the other shows. The Cody and Brandy thing that they're doing, whatever night that's going to be on. We still have another 1 hour show as well that's going to be added to TNT for AEW. So they're going to have like a full week, a whole lineup for an entire week. So that's pretty crazy. Let's see here. Rocco says light tubes are worse than flaming tables. I'll tell you that. Well, it sounds like I made the good choice then. Ian says having chocolate shake and cheese macaroni and watching your post show is the best thing ever. Hell yeah, man. That sounds great. That sounds great. I'm eating chicken and vegetables. That is what I'm eating at all times. Chicken and vegetables. Manish says, do you believe Andrade saying Cole was too small to be a champ, considering he has been booked very strongly since he made his debut? Yeah. I mean, that's not really outside of the realm for WWE to think that someone's too small. Especially Adam Cole, because he's not like ripped or anything like that. He's Adam Cole looks like a pretty standard guy in terms of that. So yeah, I certainly think that could be the case. I certainly do. And if it is, I worry for him. I worry for him if he's going to be leaving NXT. And honestly, for just being honest, I know that Adam Cole's been booked very well in NXT and that they've taken care of Adam Cole, but I could still potentially see Adam Cole leave and go to AEW. His girlfriend's there. His really good friends are there. They'll have more creative freedom over there. If the sky's if NXT is the limit for Adam Cole, what does Adam Cole have left to do in WWE? I have a bad feeling that WWE would not do well with Adam Cole on Raw or SmackDown. I don't think so. Adam Cole might be great on Raw or SmackDown for a month, if even, and then it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So, I don't know. I could see Adam Cole going to AEW. I really could. It makes sense. Bob says, have a great night, AOW. Going to go do some things. No worries, man. Have a good rest of your night. I appreciate you tuning in. It was great to see you. Rated C says, really won't be mad if he leaves WWE and goes to AEW. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. I could see the same thing happening with Finn Balor, to be honest with you. I could see Finn Balor dipping. What does Finn Balor have left in WWE? They're not going to let him do what he's doing on the main roster. And he's been killing it. Finn Balor has been killing it in NXT. So I can't see him going back to Raw or SmackDown and continuing to be in this role. I just don't see it. So I could see Adam Cole and Finn Balor dipping out. I really could. Especially since Finn Balor's gotten a taste of being back in NXT and being able to do the things that he loves to do, I could definitely see him go over to AEW. Finn Balor to me seems like a guy that doesn't care. Like he doesn't have loyalty to WWE. That would be the way that I would guess. That's the way that I would feel about it. But I don't know. Maybe he has aspirations of getting that huge WrestleMania main event, another world title run, winning a Royal Rumble, whatever it is that he wants to do. You know, some people have those aspirations, and you know, I honestly feel like most wrestlers, if you're a wrestler, even if you don't like WWE in their current state, I feel like you'd have to want to be at WrestleMania in a main event. Like that's just the pinnacle, right? Like that's where it is. That's the top. So we'll see. Rocco says, I've been watching old BTE with Marty Scurll and then the Fuck the Revival stuff. It was the best. Yeah, that was really good. I loved that. Joshua says, or not. No, you don't think so, huh? Don't think so? Mauricio says, Finn Balor joining AEW would be majestic. Yeah, I would love it. I would love it. Flash says, my man, I need to drop it here. Thank you for the show. I have no hype for Mania. I love everybody in the chat. Please give some moves for RVD and remember that Hangman fucks. Thank you, man, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good rest of your night. Marcel says, all right, AW, got to go. See you on Wednesday. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you on Wednesday. Joshua says, you missed my first message. Okay. Let me go see. Let me see. Joshua says, I've come with news you may not have heard, and then I'm leaving. Oh, okay. What is your news, my friend? What news do you bring us, Joshua? Warrior says, still hoping that Balor is the one to dethrone Walter after he drops the NXT title. He's the only guy I can see doing it. Sure, I could see that happening. That would be a good way to keep Finn Balor in WWE as well, and kind of in the NXT lineup. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. And I think that was what was planned originally, right? It would make a lot of sense. And there's a lot of people who don't think that Karrion Kross is winning the title. A lot of people think that Finn Balor is going to retain and then Kross is headed to Raw or SmackDown. So that'll be interesting. Alex says, hey, W, I'm out of here. I need some sleep. How is it 12:50? That's crazy, man. Crazy. It's only 9:51 for me. Still early here. On the West Coast. Manisha's got to go, man. See you on Wednesday. Thank you, man. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good rest of your night or day, wherever it is you are. Jan says, my parrot is shouting and saying AEW has the best post-show reviews. Hell yeah. It's the number one parrot in the world, my friend. Jaden says, too early for Kross. It could be, but you know they love him, right? I mean, look at that presentation. Rocco says, what are your thoughts on the Young Bucks? Do you like or care or how they wrestle and stuff since they get a lot of hate? I love the Young Bucks. I like them. I think they're great. You know, I didn't quite understand everything like back in the day. You know, when everyone was just like, oh, they're just stealing everyone's moves. They're just a bunch of assholes, yada, 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 yada. I didn't get it, so I kind of tuned into them, and, you know, I don't see the hate. I don't get it. I like the Young Bucks. I think they're fantastic. And I like everyone's sense of humor. I like that people in AEW can laugh at their mistakes. And I think that's very important. And, you know, they did a very good job of fixing the explosives from the exploding barbed wire death match. I think they did a really good job at diverting from that. I still think that Tony Khan should have said something in the media scrum, but other than that, I think they did a great job. Jaden says, yeah, Vince will kill him in 3 months. That would be my guess. Enigma says, can we get Finn to come back with the light up jacket? Hashtag Prince Devitt. Prince Devitt. That'd be cool. That would be really, really cool. Like I said, I could see it happening. I could definitely see it happening. Anthony says, do you play VR? No, sir, I do not. I do not play VR. Nope. I've never played VR either, actually. I've never done it. Rocco says exactly. It's not as serious and everyone feels authentic. Yeah, and I think that's important. I think that's one of the most important things about all of it is that everyone should feel authentic. Everyone should come across as being very authentic. Your promos shouldn't be overly scripted and robotic and not sounding like they come from you. You know, you can really tell, like, in a promo from someone like Eddie Kingston, you know, when he speaks, you shut up and you listen. And not only do you shut up and listen, but you feel it. I was not really hyped up to see Jon Moxley versus Eddie Kingston for the AEW World Championship. That's never a match that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need to see that. But when he grabbed that mic, he convinced me in like 2 minutes. Whatever that promo was, I can't remember all of it from back then. All I remember is that promo from him was incredible. And it was just like, damn, he's right. Like, I can see that he means exactly what he's saying. Like, this is, he feels this. He believes this. And I believe this. This is going to be great. I'm all in for this story now. And I think that disconnect, you know, happens a lot in WWE where things don't come across like that. They're so manufactured and all of that. Like, everything's more about getting over taglines and stuff that it doesn't feel authentic, and it doesn't help tend to the story whatsoever. Jaden says, I want someone to beat Baszler up enough to bring back the Demon. I would love to see the Demon again. That'd be great. I don't think he has any plans to bring back the Demon though, anytime soon. At least not to my knowledge. Ayan says, shoot, my parrot bit me when I said to him AEW is not good. I mean, I was kidding, and I guess he's a big fan of yours. Hell yeah. It's all about the parrots. First the humans, and then the parrots. We're taking over everything. Anthony says maybe Finn will be a universal title match if he's the first universal champion. Maybe. Very possible. Finn Balor is incredibly talented. I don't know why you wouldn't have that guy in your main event scene. For sure. Mauricio says, hopefully the Arcade Anarchy match, Kip loses the match for him and Miro snaps on Kip and goes solo. I really don't want Miro to be stuck in a tag team anymore. If I had to guess, that's what I would assume would happen. I definitely think that's going to happen. I think that Kip is going to lose the match for them. Miro is going to snap and beat the absolute hell out of Kip Sabian. Maybe they'll have a short little feud. To me, I would just have one match between Miro and Kip Sabian. They don't need more. And I would have Miro just slaughter him. And that's why there's no reason to have another match, right? If you squash someone, what's the point of having another one? What's the point of running it back? You know? And then Miro can go on from there. Maybe he'll challenge Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. I wouldn't be mad at that. I still think it's way too early for him to be up in the main event scene as well. Kenny Omega has some titles to be collecting, and then Hangman Adam Page is next up for sure. Hangman Adam Page is going to be the one to dethrone Kenny Omega. That's for sure. Like, without a doubt. So there's a while. Before he's up. You know, a lot of people want Pac to be AEW World Champion as well. Miro, you know, there's lots of them. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what they do with him, and it'll be interesting to see what happens when they get their other show. And actually, I even forgot to mention that Tony Khan said that this year we will get trios titles. So they will have 6-man tag titles coming up eventually. and another show that's going to be an hour long on TNT. I'm all in for those. It'll be one of the things that I think will be very interesting to see is what night that next show will be on. So they have a show on Monday. They have a show on Tuesday. They have a show on Wednesday. And then Cody and Brandy is on Friday, right? So it means Thursday? Means they would have to go on Thursday, which means that would compete with Impact again. I guess they could do Saturday. Because I don't think they're going to be doing their pay-per-views on Sundays anymore, I think. Or maybe that's just a one-time thing. Rocco says, I think the next 5 champions are Hangman, MJF, Rey Fenix, Mox, and Kingston. You think they'll give it back to Mox? He'll be the first 2-time AEW champion? That'd be crazy. I would definitely put Miro in there somewhere. Definitely put Miro in there. Rocco says, I think it has to be Friday since basketball is on Thursdays. Oh, fair enough. So, but if Brandy and Cody is on a Friday, be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how all that comes together. We'll literally have a full week of AEW content, which is crazy in such a short amount of time. It's been a little over a year now. Rocco says, did they announce it's on a Friday? I don't know. Someone told me it was on a Friday. Roads to the Top is a terrible name, by the way. I do not like it. Let's see. Coming soon to TNT. So actually, I don't think there is a date. I don't think there is a date yet. Coming to TNT. God, all these pop-ups, man. 30 minutes long, yada, 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 yada. With our flagship show, Dynamite, and now Roads to the Top, in addition to our 3rd hour of wrestling programming coming to TNT later this year, 2021 will be a historic year for AEW and our partnership with Warner Media. Yeah, they did not say. They did not say yet. So I guess it's up in the air. Rocco says, I think it'll be on Wednesday after Dynamite. Hey, I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that too. Although, that sucks because that's when my post show would be. I have to watch it during the post show. Jan says, let's get started to the show. Jaxson says, can't lie, I love Pac. He's from Newcastle, England, which is where I'm from. Also, he's also a phenomenal wrestler, and he's incredible at cutting a promo. He's truly a bastard. I love him. Pac is so good, man. He really is. Pac is so good. It's so crazy to see the difference between him in like WWE as opposed to him in AEW. It's insane. Absolutely insane, man. It's crazy. Rocco says, oh, and Double or Nothing is on a Sunday Memorial weekend. Oh, so sad. So sad. If only I could still go. If only I could still go. But I can't. They refunded my tickets and everything. It's so sad. All right, so we have 8 minutes before I'm getting off here. If you guys have any questions or anything, just let me know, and I'll answer them for the next 8 minutes, whatever you guys want to do. And I guess we just won't review Raw. That's fine with me. That is fine with me. My man says, I'm calling it a night AOW. I've made it past 1 a.m. I will watch the rest of the show once I wake up. Don't forget to read my Instagram message. I will see you during Dynamite. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good rest of your night, man. Have a good rest of your night. We're about to wrap it up here. James says, why does Alexa Bliss's dark eye makeup remind me of Tim Burton's Corpse Bride? Let me take a look. I don't think I've ever really seen any Tim Burton movies before. Oh, yeah, it kind of looks like that. Yeah, very similar. Rocco says Pac and Mox and FTR have that feeling where they play their characters so good it makes them feel real. Yes, they really do. I couldn't agree more with that. Zach says Pac and Neville are worlds apart because he's allowed to be himself and not some king of the cruiserweights. Yeah, it's just, it's so crazy. Like, we talk about this a lot about, like, I still think that at the end of the day, I think that, of course, it's WWE's products. So, of course, they should be the ones that are in charge of everything. They should, of course, have the final decisions for all of that stuff. But to me, I feel like you should be more open. You should allow people to give you their ideas. You should be more open to accepting them and even letting people run with them shortly. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Right? It doesn't work. And then you just forget that it ever happened and you just move on. So I don't understand why they don't let people do things like this and just be themselves. It would work so much easier and it would alleviate so much from the bullshit that they try to do for their quote unquote creativity. They're so focused on booking matches over and over and over again that they don't just let people do what they're doing. So if you let people be themselves, you don't have to have those geeks behind the screens writing these scripts for people. No one can tell me how I talk better than me. So you come to me and you say, hey, I need you to do this, this, and this. I need you to put over Drew McIntyre. I need you to let everyone know that you guys have a match on Sunday at WrestleMania. And I need you to be a badass or something like that. Whatever it is that their things are. So they give you these and you're like, okay, check it out. So like maybe you write your own promo, or maybe they trust you enough to just go out there and do it. But if they don't, you say, okay, I got my 3 points. I write my promo. Here you go. What do you think about this? This is in my words. Here I do this. Here I do that. And here I'm acting like real tough the whole time. So I'm a badass. And they can just go, cool. That sounds good. That's in your voice. It is what it is. You get your voice across. You don't look stupid. And they get what they want out of it as well. How many times have we seen people that WWE is like, this person can't speak? And then they go out, they get released, and then they absolutely kill it. Did you know that they didn't think that EC3 was a good talker? So they had him be a mute. He wouldn't speak on TV. Have you seen what this guy is doing with his whole free the narrative thing? Free your narrative, perhaps, maybe. Like, this guy is going above and beyond. Like, he is killing it out there. And they wouldn't let this guy speak on TV. Someone like EC3, who is, if I'm being honest, if I were to create a wrestler in the spitting image of what I think that Vince McMahon would want from someone, it would probably look almost identical to EC3. I think Drew McIntyre is probably another one of those perfect wrestlers that Vince McMahon will love. But EC3 is crazy. And they had nothing for him. FTR, everyone hated the Revival. Everyone's like, these guys can't speak. They can't do anything like that. FTR and AEW, incredible. Neville on 205 Live, Pac in AEW. It's crazy. Like, let these guys do what they do best already. Like, come on. It's so cool. Rocco says, I remember when Matt Hardy had a fire idea where he would bring underutilized stars to the compound and make it like they were where he demands Vince to come to the compound and agree to use them on Raw. Where he would bring underutilized stars to the compound and make it like where he demands Vince. That'd be cool. Like, just anything unique when you have a character like Broken Matt Hardy or whatever version of Matt Hardy he was at that time. Like, just be creative, do something different, get people on TV. And that's why I think that extending your pay-per-views further away, cutting half of them out, gives you a better time to rotate your roster, because currently right now, you pretty much have to see these guys on your TV every single week. You kind of have to. You don't really have a choice. But what if Drew McIntyre was just off TV this week? He's got 8 weeks to build his story. He doesn't need to be on every single episode, right? Rotating your talent. NXT did it so well when they were a 1 hour TV show. It was perfect. It was perfect. They rotated through their talent. Everyone got some matches. Everyone got a good amount of time. And of course, they made stories. They made everything work. If someone couldn't be wrestling, or, you know, they were rotating through them, they had vignettes or promo videos, or actual promos in the ring, or like face-to-face segments with someone. Like, it just worked so perfectly. You don't have to have people fighting each other every single week. You just don't. Zach says EC3's control your narrative is beyond anything I expected. He's one of my favorites. He's incredible. I know, dude. He's so good. He's so good. Seeing all of this stuff that he's doing, and like, from what I understand, he's pretty much losing all of his matches, but it doesn't matter, because he's going in there, he's putting on great stories with great feuds, and he's helping people change. It's so cool. It has a reason behind the whole thing. I love it. I love it so much. Mauricio says, I remember the Dynamite after All Out last summer, MJF talking about creating his own stable, and personally, I thought they just simply forgot about that, and it turned out to be long-term storytelling. AEW is typically pretty good with telling their stories. They're pretty good. And a lot of the times they even flow over into BTE, which I like a lot. I like that a lot. Rocco says it was something like that. It was like a year ago when Matt Hardy was basically not on Raw. And I mean, that's another prime example too. Broken Matt Hardy was what brought the Hardy Boys, or kept the Hardy Boys back. Matt Hardy was on top of the world. He was the best wrestler in 2017, I believe. He was rated the #1 wrestler, or #1 most popular wrestler in the world in somewhere around 2017. WWE saw it. They made a deal with him. They had them return at WrestleMania. It was a huge deal, and that's actually what brought me back to watching WWE, that moment. And then what? They favored Jeff and didn't understand what Matt was doing. Even though Matt is the reason why they were back on their radar. Matt was the reason that they were there doing what they were doing. Jeff even says that he probably wouldn't be doing what he was doing without Matt doing the Broken Universe stuff. It will never make sense to me. Never make sense. I don't get it. Rocco says, I sent you the pitched idea from Matt if you want to check it out. Sure, yeah, definitely. I'll go through my messages shortly after the show is over, for sure. Warrior says, reminder, WWE have no problem putting this garbage Shane Braun feud on TV, but somehow can't find anything for Aleister Black to do. Crazy. It's a crazy world we're living in, isn't it? It's insane. Gerard says, why did the Hurt Business split up? They were on top of the world. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. The Hurt Business. They had so much longevity left in them. Like, they were just getting started. They really, really, really did not need to end them right there. They didn't. James says, picture this. At WrestleMania, Rhea Ripley wins the Raw Women's Championship. Then Becky Lynch returns and glares at Ripley. Then they face off for the title at the next pay-per-view. I would be very happy to see Becky Lynch return. I'll be very excited to see her return to TV. She's been missed greatly. That is for sure. Greatly missed. Zach says, if this gets over, Broken Matt, I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, Vinnie Mac, you weren't wrong. Yep. Woken Matt was still pretty good too. It definitely wasn't as good as Broken Matt, but man, I was so excited for that. What a huge letdown that was. It's crazy. Anthony says, is there a match that you're actually interested in watching at WrestleMania, even though WWE is rushing to put on matches? Yeah. The triple threat. I'm interested in seeing Roman Reigns, Edge, and Daniel Bryan, Cesaro and Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Those are all really good matches. You know, Apollo and Big E could probably put on another good match, but I've seen it so many times that I just don't want to deal with it anymore. But all right, so we're over 2 hours now, so that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Even though we didn't talk about Raw whatsoever, it's always a blast hanging out. I really appreciate all of you for coming in and hanging out. It means a lot. Means a lot. Always a great time to just chill. Just chill. Anthony says, "Hey, J Rocks. Hey, J Rocks. Hey, J Rocks." Yeah. So anyways, thank you guys so much. Also, make sure that tune into Instagram tomorrow. There will be a Retro Soft Mania giveaway for Xbox users. Xbox users will be able to win a copy of Retro Soft Mania. And also, we're supposed to get the news of NXT moving to Tuesday nights tomorrow around 9 a.m. Eastern time, I would assume. So rip to me at 6 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, so lots of stuff going down tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Anthony says, wait, where's Philip? I don't know, man. He's not here. We can't bless him with his picture if he's not here. Zach says 6:14 a.m. Thanks for the show. Enjoy the rest of your night, man. Thank you, man, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Mauricio says, by the way, I'm banned over on Instagram. That's my alt account. Just let you know. Okay, sounds good, man. Sounds good, man. Anthony says, you're the GOAT. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I don't think Philip's here, so he does not get blessed with a picture today. No picture. All right, that's out for me. That is it for me. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for the AEW Dynamite post show. Have a good rest of your night, and I will see you then. Peace.